Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to Lost in the Pond, and this one is British versus American public parks. And I've done reactions to national parks, quite a few different ones. And yeah, when it comes to national parks, the UK doesn't come close to the US, is what I'm gonna say, to be honest. But yeah, public parks. I don't know if he's gonna sort of describe the difference in like what the parks are like, or I'm seeing a bird here, so maybe the difference in like wildlife, or I don't know, just yeah, we'll just see, right? But I mean, it's fucking hot today, so I'm not gonna lie, today would have been a good day to go to like a park just to chill, but my girlfriend's at work and all my friends are doing stuff. I have no friends. But yeah, I mean, this would be my like giving me the pleasure of going to a park, but in my mind, I don't fucking know. But yeah, man, Lost in the Pond, I enjoy his videos. You seem to enjoy them as well. And I mean, we're going to get into it. Shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those interested. Same for my Patreon, links all there for those interested. And let's just jump into it, man. Why am I using a straw with water? Why am I using a straw? See, this is what I love, man. When you're like in a national park, you've got all nature, and then you've got like the cities behind, like the city skyline behind you. You've got like the lake here. It is beautiful, man. So British hat. Helmet. Come on, I love the safety. I love the safety wearing your helmet. It's what you love to see. He looks absolutely mortified. What birds are those? I ain't never seen a bird like that in my life. I'm gonna shut my curtain. It's really bright in here. Really damn bright. That should be better. I feel like it's just... I look too shiny when the window's open or the curtains are open.
Hello. I spend a lot of time on this channel talking about the vast differences between Britain and America. But in some cases, at first glance, it's often hard to tell those differences. Okay. Take, for example, municipal parks. Over the years, while living in both Britain and America, I'd love nothing more than to go for a nice stroll in the park with my camera. Not in a creepy way, just in a way to film nature all about you. And I wanted to make a video today along the lines of Britain's municipal parks ain't got nothing on America, but A, that's a bit of a mouthful, and B, it's not really true, because towns and cities in both countries have green spaces designed for the outdoor wellness of humans, children, and dogs. And how much is there really to say about the differences between municipal parks in Britain and America? Well, firstly, let's start with that name. They are known here in the United States as municipal parks. In Britain, their official name is public parks. Now, don't get me wrong, that's just a technicality. Parks such as Lincoln Park,
I was thinking, what does he mean by municipal?
Where I am right now, are very much open to the public and YouTube sensations. But another big thing that's always stood out to me since moving to the United States, and something that is backed up by a study, is that public parks in Britain tend to get more visitors. Now, the same study that I read seemed to suggest that this was due in part to Britain's greater affinity with the outdoors. And while the mainstream popularity of shows like Countryfile do suggest that this might indeed be the case, I suspect, without going too high-pitched, that there's another contributing factor here: population density. With around 70 million people packed into an island the size of Wyoming, it's hardly surprising that more of them will congregate at the park for a quick natter. But that's not to say that Americans don't themselves get out once in a while, as evidenced by the migratory swarm of people here at Lincoln Park on a gloomy day. Now, to be fair, this is Lincoln Park, one of the larger municipal parks in the country. But even in less populated areas of both countries, you'll still find people at the park. Right, these places are communal areas and offer a deep sense of serenity at the end of a hard day's graft, so long as people have cleaned up the dog. Arguably, though, the biggest difference between British and American public parks is Mother Nature herself, and by that I mean the plants and the animals.
The animals, okay, the species. What squirrel is it that's American? Is it the red squirrel? I swear that got introduced in the UK ages ago, and it like started killing the other one. Wait, what red squirrel? US. Is it US? Wait, American red squirrel. I can't type. Jeez, man. Oh, I've already wrote red squirrel in UK. Is this what I'm trying to say? I know there's something to do with this. In England, red squirrels only survive on the Isle of Wight and Brown Sea Island, where there are no greys. Oh, so the grey squirrels and the grey squirrels kill the red ones. So are the grey squirrels from the US then? Because they got introduced here and they just went absolutely nuts and just, yeah. The eastern grey squirrel, also known as the grey squirrel, depending on the region, is a squirrel is native to East North America. Yeah, so this one obviously beasted out the native one to the UK. I guess there's a lot more of them here then.
Difference might have been seen a bit more keenly over 100 years ago, before the American grey squirrel was...
Oh. Well, there we go. I remember learning about this ages ago. It's just one of those things that I've just known about.
Introduced to the United Kingdom, whereupon it became an invasive species and forced out the poor red squirrels to Scotland. Then again, perhaps this was a form of retribution. In 1890, the European starling, a common bird in Britain, was introduced to Central Park in New York City by the president of the American Acclimatization Society, because the rumor goes that he wanted to introduce to North America every bird species mentioned by Shakespeare. Anyway, their population eventually swelled from the original 60 birds to 150 million. And depending on whereabouts in each country you are situated, you might well encounter completely different avian friends, that's birds. A fine example from right here in Chicago, and indeed throughout much of the United States, is a bird that I've spoken about before, the American robin. They do say the early bird catches the worm, but I filmed this...
That's the American robin. Okay, I'm sorry I'm pausing again. Actually, he might go to it, actually. He might go to it. I don't want to pause it yet. Because, wait, am I thinking of a different bird? English robin. Ours looks so different. Yeah, ours is like a little cute one. This one's like a beast. This one would eat ours for breakfast, man. Jeez, look at our little cute ones, man. Oh, these are cute birds. And then you got this warrior who just eat it for breakfast. I mean, I don't know if they actually... I don't think robins do eat other robins, so maybe not, but... Or kill them, but... They've still got the same sort of chest area, but the robins, they are quite... It is weird, actually, how they are quite different.
Maniac at 6:03 p.m. Naturally, given its name, the American robin does not exist in the UK, though we do have an unrelated bird named the European robin, after which the American robin was named. And of course, America, being the large country that it is, boasts a significant diversity of birds. And so it's going to depend on which part of the country you are as to which one you will encounter. In Britain, you're largely talking things like crows, magpies, and wood pigeons, who do this a lot.
I never see them, ever. Is that a flamingo? Is that a flamingo?
By no means something you'll find everywhere, but here in Lincoln Park, one of the main attractions, just as it is at Regent's Park in London, is the integration of a zoo. And thankfully for people, families, and again, YouTube sensations, this one is completely free. And I like to think, in my heart of hearts, I made friends with that zebra/zebra,
That is really
even if that friendship wasn't mutual, because he seemed more interested in gobbling up his dinner.
Having like a zoo in your...
I've seen a lot of those videos, you know, out in the country where people speak with a soft voice and they beautifully show you all of their surroundings and what they're doing. And I feel like I should do something like that to close out this video. So here goes. We as a people must work hard to preserve our parks and green spaces, if for no other reason than to give me
David Attenborough, come outside, we've got a new person wanting to
peace,
take over.
tranquility, and a reason to get off my PlayStation 4 as advised by my doctor. Nature is deep inside all of us, quite literally, because earlier I did get a splinter from a tree.
What the fuck?
And so wherever I travel across this
Is it
vast
Chicago?
country
Yeah.
or the much
Or
smaller
Illinois?
one to the east, I vow to enjoy these parks and to bare my soul so long as there's a no shoes policy. And I will always do so fully cognizant of the fact that this is our world. And I'll never be afraid to remind you of that fact by posting inspirational quotes by Teddy Roosevelt on Twitter. Thank you for watching. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter at
But yeah, man.
LostInThePodUS.
Again,
Be sure
yeah,
to
links,
subscribe.
links, again, if you're interested in this channel, subscribe to him or click the link in the description to his video and you can find all his socials through there. But yeah, man, the difference in public parks, I knew it would be to do with species, but it is kind of strange how, like, you have, like, again, the American robin and then you've just got the European robin. Like, they're similar birds. I don't even know if they're related, but they've just got somewhat similar features and they don't allow the others in the other country because, again, maybe from looking at the US one, that, again, I don't know if robins would do that and if the American robin could do that, but it looks like it could eat the European robin for breakfast, man. I said it already. It just looks like a different beast. They say everything's bigger in the US, but looks like 3 times bigger. Like, to our little, look at this one, man. How's this gonna fight back? How's this little cutie gonna fight back? We call them public parks everywhere I've lived in the US. America is also home to the smallest. Bro, I saw this one. It's ridiculous. This is when I first started getting into these reactions. This is crazy, man. It's like a little plant pot. Is it this one? I think it is this one. It is this one. Bro, it's crazy. How is this how is this Oh, it's amazing, man. You love to see it. When you get like crazy stuff like this, it just makes you a bit like that 1% happier in the day. Just silly shit like this. But there's obviously there must be like a meaning behind it or a reason behind it. But I do like that. I remember when I first saw that, I was just like, I found that crazy and incredible. Just fun little stories like that. Another reason Americans visit public parks less often than UK people, we have larger yards. Yeah, very, very good point. I don't even have a garden at this point, so. Lawrence should go to the Magic Hedge. It's about 5 minutes away. During migration season, it's a stopover for many species of birds. I've heard them call municipal and public parks in the US, but don't let Lincoln Park know you ritualistically visit without them knowing. When he bobbed his head, I thought he'd actually turned into a wood pigeon for a second. Fuck's sake. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Again, let me know in the comments what you sort of think, again, about the sort of difference in species, about the difference in plants. Because again, there's going to be a lot of differences. I mean, I feel like Chicago is actually a lot more similar to the UK sort of climate compared to somewhere like Florida or like Texas or California, or like all the sort of desert states or the southern states. Like Chicago or Illinois is a lot more similar. So these national parks will be a lot more similar to the UK. But that's the crazy thing with the US. You have so much diversity with the national parks, with the public parks. It will vary from wherever you are. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe.